we have got to study is Vacham Deva Upajivanti Vishve Vacham Gandharva Pasavo Manushya Vachima Vishva Bhuvananyarpita Sano Havanjusata Mindrapati. So the source of this mantra is Taittiriya Brahmana, because this is a collection of mantras from different places. So it is Samhita Brahmana. So this is from the Brahmana from the second book of Taittiriya Brahmana. So the meaning is Vacham Devaha Upajivanti Vishve. Vacham means speech. Now here the speech refers to the primordial logos. The primordial logos is Omkara. So all the devatas, upajivana means depend upon their livelihood. See, for example, we go to work, and then why do we go to work? It is because we have to sustain ourselves. So what is the sustenance part for the devatas? They have to create the world, they have to preserve the world, they have to also withdraw the world. So Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, function has to take place. So as you know, no karya is possible without fuel. How can any work be done without fuel? Basic physics. So what is the fuel for the devatas, for the Srishti, Sthiti, Laya? It is the primordial Vak, which is Omkara. So that is why you remember we also see in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Omete Brahma Prasauti. How is world created? So many times we misunderstand that because we worship, we pray, we do puja, the devatas are all strengthened, and they in turn, that happens. But before that, there must be a basic energy. And the basic energy for all the devatas is Omkara, or this primordial Vak. So this Vacham Deva Upajivanti Vishve. Vishve in all the universe, one meaning. We can also take as Vishve Devaha. So there is again a group of deities called Vishve Devas. This Vishve Deva are the deities which we invoke in Shraddha, for example. In Shraddha Karya, the dead father or mother is invoked in one of the Brahmanas, and we will have another Brahmana, and in that Brahmana we invoke Vishve Devas. We'll see momentarily what these Vishve Devas stand for. So this Vishve Devaha, all these Vishve Devatas, Vacham Upajivanti. They depend for their existence on the logos. So it is because of this word all these devatas exist. If the sound Om is withdrawn from the creation, then the whole creation collapses. Because that is a sustaining sound. So then the Upajivana means livelihood. So how many devatas are there? It can be 33 crores, it can be any number. But whatever are the number of the devatas, those devatas have to depend on this primordial sound. Is that only limited to devatas? Because you can inherit an energy from another energy source, just like a piece of iron can get its magnetism from a magnet. Can we say that all these devatas have been empowered by Vak, and everybody else, all of us, can simply get into touch with the devatas, and because of that we also get the same energy? The answer is no. Actually, this Vak only, Vacham, Gandharvaha, Pashavaha, Manushya. All the Gandharvas, all the animals, and also all the human beings, that means nothing in the creation can function without this Vak. Then Vachima Ima Vachi. Vachi Ima has to be broken as Ima Vachi. That means this Vak. Vishwa Bhuvanani Arpita is the one which is dedicated for the sake of all the realms. That's why you see the plural there. Bhuvanani. So the Chaturdasha Loka, as they say, 14 different realms are actually pervaded by this fundamental sound called Omkara, or this Vak. So how does this world move? What makes matter have an energy? It is because of this sound. This, even in our modern physics, we know that how energy is also possible from sound. So Vachima, then, so from Brahma, the creator, to the smallest of the insect, Brahma Pipilikantam, as says, Brahma, starting from Brahman to the smallest insect in the universe, all of them is existing. It's only because of this Omkara, only because of this Logos, which is like a Shruti reverberating in the creation constantly. The purpose of this mantra is so that we fine-tune our ears to listen to that Shruti all the time in our life. So thus Vak is not only all-pervading, but it is also a substratum of the entire creation. See, what is the universal theory that we are trying to do in all our physical metaphysics, all our study? What are they? Everybody is trying to do. They are trying to find what is the universal principle that makes this world exist. And our rishis here in the Vak Sukta says it is this original sound. That is the universal principle. And this is very clearly also articulated by saying Ima Vishwa Bhuvanani Vachi Arpita. This entire universe is being sustained by means of this Vak or Vak Devi. And then she is actually Indra Patni. Indra means what? Indra means Indriya. Indra means all that matter which has got the potential to do some function. And here we can also take this as Parabrahman. Parabrahman, which is the efficiency principle. The efficiency principle called Parabrahman is able to do the work because of Vak. And so she is called as Indrapatni. Vakdevi is called Indrapatni or Parabrahma Grihini, which is Vakdevi. Havam Jushatam. May she accept our invitation. How lovingly. Because hu akhwane is the Panini Sutra. Whenever you say hu or ha, that's why we say ha, o, ha. That means akhwana. That is lovingly invite. I very lovingly invite this Vakdevi to come into me and bless. So when the Vak blesses us, then all our relationships, not only in our everyday transactional relationship, but with the Devatas, with Gandharvas, with the Pashus, with everybody, we will have a harmonious relationship. Suppose you sit in the yajna and then you say Agnaye Swaha, or Oh Agni, come here to receive my oblation. How will he come? Absolutely not. Unless you are established in this Vak. And you invite through this Sunrata Vak. We have talked about Sunrata Vak earlier. With this truthful speech, you invoke Vakdevi, then Havam Jushatam, she will come and bless us. In other words, to create the perfect networking. What is the one energy that can create this entire universal network? Instead of the World Wide Web, it is the universal web. It is this Omkara. And when this is happened, then Vishve Devaha Upajivanti, Vacham Upajivanti. So we have got to do a little bit of investigation as to who these Vishve Devas are. So there are actually 10 universal principles. So Vishvedeva is not 10 different deities, because Veda, when it, especially Veda of this caliber is talking about, it does not talk about religion. It always talks about value. So what is the value it is talking about? The powers that you experience in the world, which is enabled by this Vak, this primordial Vak Devi, are 10 in number. And which are these 10? There is a shloka for that. Vasuhu, Satyaha, Kratur Dakshaha, Kalaha, Kamo, Dhriti Kuruhu, Pururava, Madravascha, Vishvedevaha, Prakirtitaha. So there are 10 of these Vishvedevas that actually we invoke in the Shraddha into one of the Devatas. That means 10 efficiencies, universal efficiencies are meditated upon. What are those 10 universal efficiencies? That we have a dwelling place. It's called Vasu. So it is not just our home. It is not just the earth. It is not just the city. Starting from the original Devatas to Manushyas and Gandharvas, and they need a huge universe, an unfathomable, infinite universe. That's called Vasu. So that Vasu gets strength from home. And then Satya, truth. Suppose I say something that is truthful. How do you recognize that it is truthful? How do you even believe that Aptavakya is a trustworthy source? How do you even believe that something is a trustworthy source? Now the mantra is saying it is because that its truth has a substrate of Omkara. And therefore the second of the Vishve Devatas is Satyam, and the third one is called Kratu. Kratu means will, intelligence, and yajna. So in the everyday ritualistic act, it is yajna. But actually, in the philosophical sense, it is the intelligence. In the psychological sense, it is the willpower. So 3 levels are there for Kratu. Yajna in action, willpower in thought, intelligence in philosophy. All these 3 is Kratu, and number 4 is Daksha. Daksha means skill, efficiency. And number 5 is time. Because how do you measure anything if we didn't have time? And space. Therefore, Vasu and Kala will determine all measurements. Kala. Then nothing happens without a desire. That's why Kamastadagre. What is the first one that was there? It is the desire. And therefore the next 6th one is Kama. And then when we take up a project, we must do it till the end of the project. So that is called Dhriti. Dhriti means forbearance. Whatever obstacles come in my way, I am not going to stop this project. That's the 7th of the Devatas, Vishve Devatas, Dhriti. And Kuru means our ancestors. So without ancestors, our existence also is not there. That's why in another mantra, when I give a parsing, I will tell you, it is, let me live long enough so that I can see my children have their children. Because you want to make sure that the progeny continues. And therefore now it is ancestors who wished like that, and we have actually become their inheritors of this culture. And the 9th one are called the Pururavas. Pururava is a huge city that is there in the cosmos, which provides abundance. So what is the source for all the abundance that we have? We'll say we'll create so much food, we will create so much water, we'll get this. Where is the source? It is called the Pururavas, which is the ninth one, and then the next one is when you have all these 8 others, all these 9 others, we cry or shout with joy. That shouting and the crying with joy is called Madrava. So these are the 10 Vishvedevas. And these Vishvedevas also sustain because of this Vakdevi. Then we said Gandharvas, Vachang Gandharva. So who are these Gandharvas? These Gandharvas are the celestial musicians. Because again, who dwell in the environment, in the Antariksha, and they are an aspect of Surya. Gandharva is the shining part of Surya who inspires music in us. In fact, there is music in the heart of every living being. Shishurveti, Pashurveti, Veti, Ganarasam, Phanihi. So these Gandharvas generate the precious music in the inside of all of us. And also, the Rigveda says they also create rain. Because rain is also a source of nourishment. So they are the Gandharvas. Not only that, they actually know and reveal the secret of what is truth. So suppose you hear some truthful statement, and then you say, yes, this is truthful. That means the truthful statement you heard got revealed in your own mind that it is truthful. So who makes that revelation possible? Rigveda says it is the Gandharvas. This is why in the Medha Sukta, what do we say? Ya Medha Gandharveshu cha Yanmanaha. Because they will come, sit in our heart, and then make us appreciate that. So when there is a commitment to Satyam, the experience is called Swarga. So therefore, the mantra means a Gandharva is an entity sustained by this Vagdevi, Omkara, who reveals the Satyam and then causes you to experience the pleasure of Swarga. All this is because of Omkara, of this Vagdevi. And interestingly, Vachi ima Vishwa Bhuvanani Arpita. It is through this Vagdevi, Vishwa is offered to the universe. Then what is this Vishwa? Actually, Vishwa has another beautiful translation. It is called the Jiva. That means the individual self, the individual person. So the individual Jiva presents itself to the world. And by presenting itself to the world, it either enjoys the pleasures of the world or suffers the difficulties of the world. But now the question is, how can this Jiva always have only Swarga Sukha? Physical pain may come, but mentally Swarga Sukha, how is it possible? It is when you follow the Vishvedevas. When you follow those 10 principles, no matter what happens to the body, a person will be in the state of Swarga. And therefore here this mantra says, Ima Vishwa, this Jiva of mine, because of this walk, Bhuvanani Arpita. Such profound thought in such so few words. And incidentally, according to Vedic mythology, this Vishwa is the mother of Vishvedevas. That's why they are called Vishvedevas. So really, where is the product of our Jiva? What is the proper product of our Jiva? What is Satsantana? a satsantana of a jiva are these 10 values. And therefore, in Shraddha, where you are showing Shraddha, you meditate upon these 10 principles. I hope all our priests who conduct the Shraddha explain to us what this means. Otherwise, they make the whole ritual so difficult to understand. I mean, they make it ritual. But this is the principle. This is the whole principle. And then, so Indrapatni is also mythologically called Shachi. So who is this Shachi? The word actually Shachi means divine grace. It's the Kripa, Ishvara Kripa. And therefore, we say, Havam Jushatam Indrapatni. May this divine grace accrue to us. This is the mantrartha. Now the open question is, which we will take up next week, the open question is, how do we develop such a walk? What kind of sadhana we should have to develop such a walk to actually deserve Vagdevi Kripa Kataksha, and that we can communicate with all the beings, so noted, which is Deva, Gandharva, Manushya, Pashu, and with your own Jiva. So what sadhana is required to get there? So we'll slightly walk out of the text next week and see what sadhana is necessary to get to that state.